New ban list, PogChamp, new ban list, PogChamp. Hell, maybe we'll throw this up on the Clips channel. So, the first Genesys ban list was released, and by that I mean they made some point adjustments. So there's some stuff in here that's really funny, and there's some stuff that is even funnier. First and foremost, I do want to congratulate Konami first for taking swift action about things that people found that were broken, and secondly for communicating. In the replies, they talk a lot about their philosophy with this ban list. Whoever is writing this, keep it up. I don't know how it became someone's job to actually talk to the players, but I'm loving it, and it gives me a lot of hope and inspiration about the future of Genesys that they're willing to disseminate this type of information instead of hiding behind the, oh, who knows what will happen, that they do for the TCG and why it will happen. Anyway, let's talk about it. Chicken Game 0 to 7, Dark World Dealing 0 to 5, all great hits. These are specifically designed to hit deep draw decks. People day one were building like Exodia because, of course, the Exodia pieces are free. I'm of the opinion that those decks were bad anyway, but as we found out in the Masochist Banlist tournaments, significant amount of these deep draw cards, you know, if you leave them all legal, there will be a deck that uses them to great effect. And this is a great way to ensure that a deck can't play all of them, at least all of them plus Pot of Greed, for instance. Exodia was busted. Exodia was not busted. I want to be clear. Exodia was not a good strategy. Even though people weren't playing cards like Droll and Lockbird and Ash Blossom, it still was not great. But you know, this will make it unplayable. Demise of the Land 0 to 1 specifically made to hit the Mystic Mind deck that Stevie Blunder was playing. Glad we got to pretend that that was a real thing that people would play for about 30 seconds. Probably not as available now. Metaverse is on here as well, so should box that out effectively because Terraforming is already on there. It means you have to draw the one of Mystic Mind or like left arm for it. Dimension Shifter 5 to 10 is good. Here's kind of a weird opinion on Dimension Shifter. I think it's arguable that it wasn't even good at 5. 5 is really low for a card with an effect this powerful, but Dimension Shifter is one of those cards where if everyone's playing it or if the meta is wide enough, it's actually it's not really good. It's actually not fantastic. And I think this will prevent it from being played. I think 10 is sufficient that people will just not play it. Like, it seems like 20 for a playset is kind of the high limit on what people are going to consider. But the less Dimension Shifter, the better. Dominus Spiral, I don't really have an opinion on. It does indicate that they are looking to point cards at release for new sets. That's awesome. I'm glad that that's the case. The Draco Tail change is probably important. Rebecca can talk a little bit more about this one at length because she was playing the Draco Tail deck. I would prefer if the top decks weren't just the top decks from the TCG. Draco Tail was a playable deck in this format, even though it was a little less strong than it is in the TCG. This prevents it from being so. Evil Swarm Ouroboros. I'm glad to see this gone. I don't want to see Braziel. I don't want to see anyone doing this. FB goods to 3 here. I don't know what that's meant to box out. Does anyone know what that's meant to box out? I'm not sure. Luna-like, I think, I guess. Oh, Naturia Beast? Sure. Tier, of course. Into the Void, another one of the deep draw spells. A couple of K9 hits. Yokel to 13 and Noroi to 10 kills the deck. Absolutely kills the deck dead. Ripper and Izuna are already at 20, which is a lot. Izuna, Lupus is at 5, so this is just an amount that cannot be brought up. Ketu Dragontail to 10, another Dragontail hit. Left arm offering to 7, great, so they really don't want you playing the Mind deck. Lightsworn Dragonling to 10, people were figuring out really early that splashing for Chaos Ruler and just playing a self-mill strategy was pretty good, and there are some FTKs that enables, like Summer Schoolwork Success, that I don't think are necessarily good, but are strong enough that they're a little scary. Lightsworn Dragonling was the best card in that deck outside of Chaos Magical Ruler. Barrel Canary and Bird Call moved. I think some people figured out pretty early that like Lyralisk was just totally untouched and really playable. Mathmech Sigma to 7. This is meant to box out a bunch of Cyber Slop archetypes like Mathmech that didn't necessarily have to use links. There aren't very many of those, but there are some. Metaverse to 3 is meant to box out Mystic Mine. Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy to 20 seems like a lot. I'm not actually sure why they did that. I thought 10 was sufficient to prevent it from being played. But 8s are super accessible. Dugaris the Timeless to 10 here to box out a couple of really annoying FTKs while still enabling rank 4 strategies to play the card. Paradise Smasher to... Oh my god, we got to listen to it. It's like so good. Number F0, Utopic Draco Future. I was surprised this was at 0. This like generic extra deck negate probably shouldn't be at 0. Super accessible for pretty much everybody because of Ghost Trick Shot. So happy that that is gone. Number Z-Vile to 70 is meant to box out the Rongo Nimiad interaction, though I think you couldn't play Rongo with it already. Ohime the Manifested Makanko is the funniest one. So if you check this, Ohime went to 33 and Arahime went to 0. They actually just hit the wrong Makanko. They told an intern, they were like, put 33 on the Manifested Makanko, and they went, fuck. Shit. Duo and Trio to 2 and 3, Planet Pathfinder to 3, Prohibition to a hundo, thank you, Pseudospace to 3, Psyblocker to 61, Salesband to 100. None of these were doing fair things. Scepter and Sovereignty to 5. What is that for? And then, of course, we mentioned that trap decks are incredibly powerful. Well, Rollback to 7 and Trapaholic to 7 certainly helps that be less true. And Hollysuit to 10 means that just Vanquished Soul is not as good as it was. I think the actual reason why they priced it at 6-7 is because it lets you play Paradise plus Yokel plus Ripper at the cost of all your points. Funny. Oh, it was for Shockmaster? Oh, that's funny. Cost going down, Arahime to 0, Chinook the Snowblast to 0. I don't know why this was anywhere on there. Zephyros the Elite to 13, Block Dragon to 33. The other Adamancipator hits were so unbelievable that like you couldn't even play this. I think Gallant Granite is pretty aggressively costed, so like, you know, they do actually need to make Block Dragon available if they want anyone to play it. Droll the 5 feels really good, means that people could consider splashing it in their extra deck, and 15 is kind of a negligible cost for some decks. I would certainly consider it. Gladiator Rejection to 15. God, they hate Gladiators. I love it. Feather Duster to 30 and Heavy Storm to 20 are meant to be lip service to the fact that back row removal is kind of hard to find. I'm still not going to play those cards at that price point. Infib to 13, I would like to see brought massively down. I want this like to 10 or maybe even 5. Reborn to 15, no one's playing that shit. Meowls to 3, Premature Burial to 25, and maybe we can loop it. And Return of the Dragon Lords to 7. Why? Who cares? I don't like that card. They actually talk about it a little bit too. Cards that universally see a ton of play will see their point cost go up. Cards that don't see any play will often see their point cost come down. And of course, we'll also keep both hands on the steering wheel to make sure no FDK combos creep in, even if nobody's playing them. Point decay is not automatic. We're thinking an ideal update timing is somewhere in the 4 to 6 week range, but that will depend on data availability. In order to see what cards are getting used and not used, we need deck lists, which we'll have from big events like the Genesys Invitationals and upcoming YCSs. But we're also hoping to see deck lists from in-person Genesys tournaments, public events, or regionals. TOs have never been required to send us those, but you can help by talking about what cards you're seeing and what cards are winning at your local events. So this is cool. It means that if you whine on Twitter, they will actually see it and make changes based on that. Awesome. Anyway, I'm super excited about this. I'm happy that they already posted about like day one stuff. I've seen some people on Twitter like really mad about it. They're like, oh my god, you know, I wanted to invest in Genesys and then they saw that they stopped my pee poo poo FTK and now I won't play it anymore. Like, be reasonable. Like, when you are designing a format, you're playing with a testing group of like 4 to 5 people. You release it to hundreds of thousands and they're going to get more games in 1 hour than you have ever played in your entire life. They're going to find things you didn't intend. You've got a lot of people with different perspectives looking at it all at once. This is like day one patch notes, I think, are really good for this. And hopefully this came soon enough that no one actually purchased like a full pimped out Mystic Mine core, but who knows?